So, what does it actually take to keep a free society, well, free? It's a huge question, and honestly, it feels more important right now than ever. We're going to dive into that by looking at some really sharp analysis of foundational texts, like the Federalist Papers, and find out why their warnings are just as relevant today, maybe even more so.
And the whole thing really boils down to this one powerful idea. Human nature has not changed. Liberty still requires knowledge, virtue, and vigilance. Get that? It's this constant reminder that freedom isn't some prize you win. It's something you have to actively protect every single day.
Okay, so if liberty is that delicate, what's its biggest enemy? Well, the source material we're looking at starts by diagnosing this core problem it calls the fading foundation.
And that really begs the question, right? Why do free societies have this tendency to forget the very ideas they were built on? It's a strange paradox when you think about it. What exactly causes this kind of collective amnesia?
And the answer the source gives is, wow, it's so simple it's almost shocking. Comfort replaces vigilance. Just let that sink in for a second. The very success, the very stability and comfort that a free society creates can become the very thing that unravels it all.
So what you've got here is basically a tug of war. On one side, you have vigilance, being watchful, being engaged, and that's totally rooted in knowledge. On the other side, comfort, which, if we're not careful, leads to forgetting and fosters ignorance. They're complete opposites. As one goes up, the other has to come down.
So, what happens when comfort starts winning that tug of war and we all start to forget? Well, the consequences are pretty serious. And that's where we get to a really important point, what's called an enduring warning.
Okay, so if being too comfortable can make us ignorant, what's the big deal? I mean, how does the population just not knowing things, how does that actually threaten the freedoms they enjoy?
The answer is pretty sobering. Ignorance allows power to grow unchecked. Think about it. When we, the citizens, don't know our rights or where the government's power is supposed to end, well, there's no one left to put up a stop sign when those lines get crossed. Ignorance basically creates a vacuum, and unchecked power just loves to fill a vacuum.
All right, so we've got the problem, and we've seen the warning. But this isn't all just bad news. The source material pivots right from the problem to the solution, and it all comes down to what it calls a citizen's duty. And here's the thing. The solution starts with us. It's not about what they should be doing. It's about what we can do. So the question is put right back on us, on you and me. Facing all of this, what is our responsibility as citizens? And the answer breaks down into this really powerful three-step framework. First up, to learn. We have to actively go out and seek knowledge about our society's foundations. Then, number two, to teach. We have to pass that knowledge on, especially to the next generation. And finally, number three, to act faithfully. We have to live our lives in a way that reflects that knowledge. You see how that works? It's this amazing cycle. You learn it, you share it, and then you live it.
The big idea tying all of this together is captured right here. Then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. That truth it's talking about, that's the foundational knowledge we've been discussing. The point is, this knowledge isn't just for a history test. It's the actual key that unlocks and protects our freedom.
Okay, so we've got the problem, and we understand our personal duty, but what does that actually look like in the real world? This all brings us to the finish line, the path forward. How do we actually do this?
Because, just understanding the problem isn't going to cut it. We need a real hands-on strategy. The source material proposes a very clear plan of action.
And here it is, the core plan. First, and this is so important, commit to lifelong civic education. This is not a one-and-done kind of thing. Second, teach the next generation. We got to pass the torch, right? Make sure these principles don't fade away. And third, live faithfully under God and the Constitution. It's about walking the walk, not just talking the talk. It's a whole package deal, you see? Learning for yourself, helping your community, and then putting it all into practice.
And that leaves us with one last really critical thought to chew on. If foundations are forgotten, what will you build on? Because at the end of the day, this isn't just about preserving the past. It's about securing the future. So really, what will you build on?